What's up? What's up, everybody? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy. You know what I mean? Good morning. Good morning, man. Start this one off early. Like I said, gonna get more on a schedule. Kind of want to see how um everything is taken by everybody, by the audience. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna weed it out, figure out what time of the day gets the best viewers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna post all my stuff, man, clips and everything. I'm gonna post my lives. They'll be on my YouTube. They'll be My lives will be active on Facebook. I think they changed the rules recently for 30 days. Now, I think after 30 days, they take down your lives. They don't hold them all. They don't hold them on storage forever anymore. They take them down. So I just can't remember if it was 30 days or if it was longer. But I think it might be 30 days that they keep it for and they take it down. But on my YouTube, the lives will be there. Um, YouTube / forever 45. Um, forever the number 45 or at forever 45. So but I'm gonna have that stuff posted up. I'm gonna have comments under the videos showing my links to, you know what I'm saying, most of my social media pages. We're gonna get this all up and cracking, man. It's all, you know what I'm saying, good information, positive information. Um, One of the things about my information is it's misconstrued as not being positive because it's very aggressive and direct. I think one of the tools that I used in coaching was explaining kids that confidence, right? How do you build confidence, right? And one of the things that I heard from a high level D1 coach, it was a video, it wasn't directly from him, but it was a video. But so you never know with AI, it could have been from someone else, and then they posted their face or whatever over it. But um, it seemed like it was from this coach's words. Um, Confidence comes from aggressiveness, right? If you're aggressive, you become confident. You don't become confident and then become aggressive, right? In a sense, what that means is, to break it down for you a little bit further, is what that means is, if, let's say, I mean, this can be anything. This is what I like people to understand. When I'm teaching you things that you apply to every aspect of life. You can apply this to every aspect of life, like, period. A lot of people get hung up, especially with coaching, that they want their kids to be coached about basketball, right? I'm a coach basketball, but I'm going to coach life skills. Things I'm going to teach you on the basketball court, you can apply them to another sport. You can apply them to the classroom. Um, you can apply them to hanging out with your friends. You can apply them to for boys meeting girls, for girls meeting guys, interactions with people, or even just, dealing with your family and dealing with your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the biggest things that I had to teach this year was eye contact, right? Eye contact, right? So that's not a basketball skill that people teach, right? But it's very important. Eye contact is very important. One of the things about eye contact in basketball is that when you're making a pass, I tell people all the time, don't pass the ball if they didn't look at you, or if you didn't have 1 second of eye contact. A lot of alley oops, right? A lot of alley oops are done with a quick eye contact, right? A guy's running the floor, the guy with the ball, middle of the lane, or if it's only those two, probably on the left or right side of the floor. The other guy's running down on the opposite side of the floor. Boom, they make a quick eye contact. Boom, I see you. Boom, toss that bad boy up, right? Um, Teachers, when they're giving lessons, eye contact, give them eye contact. And like I said, the biggest thing, your parents. When your parents are instructing you, when your parents are talking to you, when parents are giving you life lessons at home, grandparents, especially the elders. We got to change this relationships that we have with our young and our elders, right? Especially with your elders, eye contact. You know what I'm saying? Or just even, going out for a job or interview, meeting a business person, making eye contact. It's very, very strong presence, eye contact, right? And that's something that I've taught my kids this year, like literally strong and stern talking, right? So that's something that is aggressive, right? Because when you're making contact, you're not, like, if you're looking down like this, you're not being aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't peep that little change, right? Just being like this and then being like this is a total different aspect, right? So I'm more aggressively listening to you, right? Just aggressively listening to you, which builds confidence. And I'm confident in what you're saying. I'm confident in what I'm listening to. I'm confident in the things that you're telling me, right? Just even on the basketball court, if I be more aggressive, if I see a lane to the basket, and I just say, man, I'm gonna just go, right? I'm gonna just go. That's being aggressive. Make that layup. Now I'm confident, right? I'm not confident that I'm going to go. I'm aggressively saying I'm going to just go. I'm going to just go. I'm going to just do it. That's aggression, right? And then once I make the layup, now I got some confidence. Now I know I can do it. And once you know you can do it, you get that confidence, right? So aggression first breeds confidence. But that was a quick little breakdown real quick before we go into today's topic that we're talking about today. You know what I'm saying? Take a couple of minutes, you know what I'm saying? Let whoever chime in that wants to chime in, because like I said, it's 9:00 in the morning, baby, Central Time, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it cracking early today. I'm gonna do another show tonight. I was gonna do one last night. Yesterday, actually, I was gonna do this show that I'm doing right now yesterday. But I didn't because my son had a track meet. Heard about it last minute. I got to get better up on that because that dude's got Vince games, teams that he's on this spring. It's wild and crazy, right? It should be my off season, but I'm moving a lot more. Yeah, we're gonna get on topic today. But it's Yesterday was a very eventful day with that track meet with my son, and then plus the Timberwolves play last night. So that's kind of what we were going. I like the fact that I'm waiting till tomorrow morning to talk about it after the game, because what I was going to talk about yesterday applied to the game and the suggestions for the game. So I think these suggestions for the game that I had yesterday still apply to this morning, even more so because of the loss, right? So, but we'll break into that. Today's topic is the Kings of Minnesota Timberwolves, right? So it's going to be a two-part topic. We're going to talk about Minnesota Kings. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about guys from Minnesota, dudes from Minnesota. I feel like dudes from Minnesota get a bad rap. We're going to talk about it, see if we can change perspective on that. And then also the second part of it is we're going to break down, you know what I'm saying, some little Timberwolves breakdown, playoff basketball breakdown. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? I blend in the sports with the current events and with just inspirational videos that I want to bring to you guys, get you information as much as I can possible. I got a lot going on up in here, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot to get out to you, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys absorb some of this, take some of this in and use it to your benefit and become a better person. That's all we're trying to do out here at 800 Styles Productions is make sure good people are, building good relationships with good people. Real quick, one thing that I do want to break out is communication is key. I think that communication is very, very important. And our communication nowadays sucks. That's like I said, that's the thing about me. I'm real. I'm going to call it what it is. Our communication with each other sucks. And the reason why it sucks is because everyone has ulterior motives all the way down to just communicating. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has ulterior motives already. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in business is trying to, just look at the shoe industry, right? You got guys that'll buy a pair of shoes from somebody, clean them up, and then resell them for double or triple, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make my buck off of you, right? And the communication is pretty much the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to take your information. They want to use it, don't want to give you props, and then try to make the world seem like they created this whole thing rather than us joining our information together, coming together, and getting on one accord. And the communication is the problem with that. Everybody's just out for themselves. Um, no one wants to. Um, and one of the biggest things, and I've told young people this a lot. Older people have heard these words from me too. I think that we need to go to English class every 5 years. I think there needs to be an English class requirement every 5 years after school. Every 5 years, people need to go back in. I mean, with all the languages and stuff like that, I mean, people go to different places. Within 5 years, you've gone on cruises, you've gone Jamaica. Everybody going to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going to Jamaica. You go, you know what I'm saying, out of the country, Greece, Rome, Italy. I've been to Israel, Canada. You go Mexico. You go all these places, right? And you interact with all these different people, man, different languages, different gestures, body languages. I think it's imperative that every 5 years we go back into English, maybe one semester of an English class, and just learn how to communicate. It's very important. We're losing that, and you can tell when you're coaching young kids. But we'll touch on that. Anyways, back to the topic of the day, boy. Kings of Minnesota T-Wolves, baby. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. Let's go. Right. So first, we're gonna talk about the fact how Minnesota men have gotten a bad rep. Right. Like there's even I think I was telling my girl about the show yesterday, and she was just like, well, they do have Minnesota listed as like one of the worst places for dating and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I believe that. I believe, you know what I'm saying? I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas is hoes. Excuse my language. Ninjas, kings, well, not kings, ninjas is hoes. There's some ninjas out here that are hoes, right? You know what I'm saying? But then again, hoes is hoes. And there's a lot of them out here. You know what I'm saying? So on both accord in this land we live in, at the top of the north of the United States, there's a lot of promiscuity going around in our state. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people that are just, serial dating and jumping from one person to the next. So the dating scene is probably, saying it is probably very ugly. But I think if you look at it around the United States, in particular, there is a lot of the same thing going on in different areas, different cities and stuff like that. Especially bigger cities. Bigger cities, you're going to have a lot of it. So, with that being said, I just wanted to say that my perspective on this comes from a view of a good man, and I think that when you break it down to the qualities of a good man, I think Minnesota has a lot of good men. I lived in California for 7 years. I lived on the East Coast in Connecticut for a year, back and forth from New York. I lived in North Carolina for a little bit. I lived in Israel for 6 months. I lived in Toronto for 6 months. So I've been around quite a few, like lived around, not like people that just go on vacation for like a couple of days and come back home. I'm actually talking about living there as a dweller. To the point where you can get citizenship, right? So it's a little bit different than going on a little vacation and coming back home. But point being is that I've been around men of different cultures, right? And especially just like I said, we're particularly talking about the United States in particular. Just some of the cities that I've been around and seen, Minnesota has a lot of good dudes. It has a lot of good dudes, lady. I'm sorry, ladies, to tell y'all this, but Minnesota has a lot of good dudes, man. Minnesota has a cream of a crop when it comes to good dudes. Like if you get you a Minnesota dude, a good Minnesota dude that's ready to lock down with you, lock him down. I'm telling you, don't leave because man, what's out here is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen, you know what I'm saying? I done seen, man, some crazy stuff, man. But I mean, it's good dudes everywhere, and I don't want to shame. When I speak, I don't shame anybody because I talk about one particular thing, right? So if I'm saying Minnesota dudes, I'm not saying that New York guys are horrible or Cali guys are horrible. I'm just saying from my perspective and my interaction, because I interact with a lot of people. Like sometimes people be shocked when they see people who I know, right? Because I'm just that dude. Like I'm low key that dude. Like I know that dude. I know that dude. I know that dude, right? And from what I know and what I've seen, because I was raised in South Minneapolis, South Side to the day I die, South Side all day, dark skin, DS, you know what I'm saying? We created this shit, right? So, South Side, man, is just like, and the main reason why I felt that the guys that I was raised around, man, the original Bomb Squad dudes, the original 91, 92, 93 graduates, the original Bomb Squad, 94 graduates, the original Bomb Squad. We was like second tier, but like we was right there because Rob was with the original dudes. Hannah was with the original dudes, right? You know what I'm saying? He was hanging out and hooping with them because they was on varsity since they was freshmen, right? So they was with the original Bomb Squad dudes. So our clique kind of was like grandfathered in, you know what I'm saying? But from hanging out with these dudes and then hanging out with Tap, who took me into the hood and got me hood certified, hanging with him, going everywhere with him on Trey Block, on 38th, you know what I'm saying, through all the 30s, man, hanging with the Ikes over there across the street. I remember when LeBron Jamal Ike's house, there was that tornado that came through South Minneapolis and it smashed the house across the alley, back across the alley from them, smashed the house, jumped over their house, smashed up Central Park, because Central Park was just a park. You know what I'm saying? It was just a park. We was hooping at that mug, right? Had a court out there. We was balling. Another story about that. Anyways, speaking on Das Effects, and that's another post, another video we'll do. But smashed it up, right? And that's how when they smashed it up, that's how the Central Park School, Central School was actually built. So, but anyways, you know, hanging in that area. One of the things that I would love to do, honestly, suburban kids, white people kids, if y'all feel, I'm telling you right now, if you feel like it, if you really want to test your kid, right? If you got a kid, white people, if you got a kid that, and I'm not talking about just white people, but white people do live in the suburbs more than, you know, said everybody else, but it's changing, right? So that's why I started with suburb kids first, right? So suburb kids and white kids, parents, right? If you want to toughen up your kid, right, and they talking all that trash all the time, whatever, you want to toughen them up, go let them stay in the hood for like a month. You'll see. They'll see all that. Go let them stay in the hood for the month. But the thing about it is, and I don't say that like it's to scare them. I say it like it's to round them out. You know what I'm saying? Because that area, and that's the whole point I'm bringing it up. That area, like, it teaches purity. Everything it teaches is purity, like love. Like, it's pure in the hood. Like, love is pure in the hood. It ain't pure in the suburbs, dog. Like, for real, it ain't. Like, it's superficial. You know what I'm saying? Like, people shady. You know what I mean? People shady in the hood too. But like, people that you click with, when you make a bond with people, it's real. Like, it's love. Like, it's straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's love. I got dudes right now. You know what I'm saying? I can roll through the hood, man. It's love, right? North Side too. You know what I'm saying? North Side. I got North Side niggas too since back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And it's all love, right? So that's one of the reasons why it shocks me, because, you know, coming from that area and just seeing these guys and interacting with these guys and getting to know these guys and talking with them and like having conversations and seeing like these dudes in the hood, my peers and my brothers, and like they talk like this, like they talk really, you know what I'm saying, whoop-de-whoop, like educated, right? It's a lot of slang, but still it's a lot of educated young men that are in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So growing up in that area, I was able to see like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are really actually, you know, these are good dudes, you know what I'm saying? Just in bad situations and growing up in bad environments, but they're really good dudes. One of the things in particular is the education level, right? You know what I'm saying? So what you just heard me talking about, how they talk, like guys talk like educated, you know what I'm saying? And my family used to make fun of me. You know what I'm saying? I got a cousin who used to make fun of me all the time. I come back, you're like, man, you talk white. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I don't talk white. I talk educated. You know what I'm saying? White and educated don't go together. Like, it's not like it's a requirement to be white to be educated. You know, it's just a requirement to actually pay attention in school. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it, right? So the education level in Minnesota is very high. Our state has one of the highest educational rates in the state, or excuse me, in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like we graduate a lot of kids. Our education within our schools is way better than a lot of states. I mean, we're in the top 10, I think, in education, just within our state. So just on that alone, the guys, ladies, the guys that you're going to get with in Minnesota, you're going to get with a guy that's educated, right? So he's going to be able to understand and communicate with you better than you are going to get other guys in this country. And that's not to put down other places in the country at all, but it is to promote. I think a lot of times people got to understand that, man. You got to stop bringing the oranges into the apple conversation. So like if I'm telling you how good Minnesota is, I'm not telling you how horrible something else is. I'm just telling you that Minnesota's better, right? So the other places can be like 80%, which is actually amazing, but Minnesota's 90. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you that if I'm telling you one thing, I'm not telling you that everything else is horrible. I'm just spotlighting it on that one thing, right? I think also the migration level has a lot to do with it. In particular, migrating from I remember there was a period of time when I was coming up, what I'm saying, my 20-year-old time frame, the Detroit boys, you know what I'm saying? The D boys. I remember D boys coming in here. Every people from Chicago was coming up in here. And people from the South too was coming up in here. And if you think about it in that particular banner, a lot of people from Minnesota ain't from Minnesota, especially in the urban communities. They're from other cities. And you take a look at some of those other cities where they came from, and you look at and particularly the education level from those cities that they come from. Detroit, kind of low. I ain't talking about people, man. I'm not talking about people, man. I'm stating facts, right? But it is. It's kind of low, which is intriguing because once they come to Minnesota, they get that education they were missing, and Kings, my guys, my people, we are great. That's one of the reasons why they, back in the, what I'm saying, and before in the early 1900s, they didn't want black people getting educated because that's what we are. We absorb. I mean, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Our skin in the sun absorb. That's what we do. We absorb information. We take it in. We learn. So that's why when people come from Detroit, Chicago, even down south where the education is a little bit lower too, they come here and then they get educated. My mom, that's why she moved here. It was a better place for living. So the migration level is another thing that plays into a part of it. So you're not getting Minnesota. A lot of times you're not running into Minnesota homegrown boys. You're running into people from other places that came into Minnesota, but they're disguised with it because once you come into Minnesota, you start taking on those characteristics. And education is one of those characteristics that you're gonna take on. Mid-level money. I think when I looked at it, I did a research. I think we're in 20s. We're in the mids of all the other states in regards to how much money our men make, which is not bad. I think it's a statewide thing. So of course you're going to have a lot of areas that are lower income, and you're going to have a lot of areas, quite a few areas that are high income. One of the things in particular is that I loved is that how many businesses were started in Minnesota. I mean, Honeywell, 3M, Pillsbury. I used to work there, but anyways, Target. Man, just a lot of businesses, man. Hormel Chili, I think it's from here. But just a lot of businesses have started here, and these are large businesses. So it's been a lot of small businesses started here. I think Minnesota has the potential for people to start businesses here and be successful. It's a lot of money flying around. We used to call it Moneyappolis. At the same time, we called it Murderapolis. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Money soda. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Murder soda. It was all in the same, which is ironic. That was kind of funny though. We was calling it Money Soda and we call it Murderapolis and Money Soda at the same time, really, right? Those two terms kind of came around at the same time. It's ironic, ain't it? A lot of flu, a lot of money flowing around, a lot of people dying. More money, more problems. But for real, like our mid-level is not that bad. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like men are scaling back from just being workers and taking jobs and being employees to being entrepreneurs and creating businesses and creating foundations to start something that's beneficial to their generational wealth and to benefit communities. I think that's a huge thing that's going on nowadays. So I can expect within 5 to 10 years, those numbers will change for our state because, like I said, there's a lot of potential to make a lot of money in Minnesota. We just have to find it. Um, uh, Family man, I was just talking about real quick. Just I think that Minnesota is a great place to raise a family. I think if you have an educated man, if you also have a man who um, is willing to risk everything that he has to create a business and to create a foundation for success and wealth, I think you have a man who's able to be a great father. Minnesota is one of the best places when it comes to raising kids and just raising a family in particular. So if you can find them, that would mean that if Minnesota is one of the highest places for that, that means there's been a lot of good fathers. Um, I want to give a shout out to Guy Bolin. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like the first dude ever in life to show me how much power that a father has. The Father Project was a great integral part in me growing up, growing into a man, understanding. Like I said, man, I talk about aggression. It's a lot different. You know what I'm saying? When you walk into a courtroom, about your child, um, and you're aggressive about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're not going to tell me what to do with my child. You're the state. You don't own my child. I own my child. I tell you what to do. It's a lot different, right? It sounds like it's confident, but it ain't confident because I'm scared in the mug. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing in the courtroom scared. How many guys have been in that mug just talking crazy, right? Been scared in the mug the whole time, right? But once you see it works, once you see that aggression works, once you see how much power you have, that confidence builds, right? And that's what the Father Project did for me, was taught me that. And that's a huge thing that's going on in our state right now, is trying to build our fathers. And with this whole epidemic of the rebirth of the father, um, I think Minnesota is one of those places that has caught on to it really well, with our men here that are saying, because a lot of my guys, Mike Walker, Rob, Hannah, the twins, I mean, you know what I'm saying, Tap, a lot of us, we didn't have Vaughn, we didn't have fathers in our lives. All these guys, man, like, we didn't have fathers in our lives, dude, growing up. So we were determined. We were determined to make sure that we were fathers involved in our kids' lives. And with Minnesota having men that do that, if you think about it, if you want to get married and have a man, a Minnesota man is a good man to do that with, because he's very determined on making sure that his family stays together, making sure that his kids have a father in their life, and they're willing to do whatever they can and whatever they got to do to keep their families together. So, like I said, ladies, man, you find you a good man in Minnesota, man, you better hold on to him, man. We on point right now, man. We top right now, man. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all a long time ago, Minnesota's a mecca, man. We're a mecca right now, man. Ever since that whole crucifixion of George Floyd, you know what I'm saying, and just the whole presence of the world's eyes on our state, at that time, has afforded us the right to be able to um, pop out. You know what I'm saying? Pop out. You know what I'm saying? Let's not hold nothing back right now, Minnesota. We got to be on the forefront. In order to be the forefront, you got to be confident, man. And in order to be confident, you got to be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You got to be aggressive, man. Don't be no punk, man. Pop out. You know what I'm saying? I pop off all the time. So that's just what I do. But all in all, on that note, I want everybody to understand that my love for Minnesota and my love for my Kings and the men of Minnesota. That's why I said king and men, because I'm not just talking about black men in particular, even though black men are running and rampant right now. Boy, get you one. Better get you one, right? Better get you one. So, but I'm talking about all of them, all of our men's, because I know a lot of men who, I know a lot of shit. I know some white men who are harder than the hardest black dudes. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, so this is a shout out to all the Kings and all the men in Minnesota. because we got some good guys here, man. So don't let the social media fool you with what they talk about out there. Get you a Minnesota dude. You know what I mean? All right. Closing out. Where'd I go? Whoa, that's crazy. So closing out on that note, let me see here. Oh, real quick. Also, on that last little point, also Minnesota got hoopers, right? So we're gonna use this to transition to what else I'm talking about. Minnesota got hoopers. That's where I met a lot of my guys from, right? A lot of my guys I met from hooping, busting niggas' heads in, right? Excuse my language. Busting dudes' heads in. You know what I'm saying? That's why I met them all. We got some good hoopers, quality basketball players. We got a lot of guys that just didn't make it to that next level, but they ball. They straight up ball, right? And now we're getting back into the whole coaching scene. Some of these guys that I used to hoop with are coaching now, and it's beautiful, right? It's turning everything back around. Transition that into my boys. My boys last night didn't do the thing. What the hell's going on, man? What the hell's going on, man? But I can't. That's me being a fan, right? That's me being a fan. You know what I'm saying? Just upset about the loss, even though it was actually, you know what I'm saying, it was a couple of times where they could have pushed it and turned it around. I feel like, I don't want to be too much of a fan and be upset about a loss that we had that we were supposed to have. I mean, we're supposed to have 2 losses right now playing at the Lakers Stadium. They're a 3rd seed, we're a 6th lead, so statistically on paper we were supposed to lose both games, but we won the first one, which set a tone. You know what I'm saying? We let them know, you know what I'm saying, we're going to play some basketball. And not only that, last night's game, we kept showing them, hey, if at any point in time, you know what I'm saying, we can turn this around. You know what I'm saying? We can turn this over into ours, right? One of the biggest things that I want to talk about when it comes to Minnesota Timberwolves, I want to talk about Julius Randle. I want to give a shout out to Julius Randle right now. I came at him hard. I've come at him hard ever since the trade. Didn't like it. I mean, I still don't like it because of what we had last year. You know what I mean? What we were building. I'm huge into continuity. I'm huge into team camaraderie. I'm huge into keeping people together and building something. When you're changing things around, you're not building something. You're changing it. So then you got to rebuild it, right? And I hit Julius Randle hard. But what I want to do is give him a shout out because what he has done is exactly what I said he needed to do. He came into this team thinking that, oh, I'm Julius Randle. I got to be the man. I'm going to go do what I do. I'm going to just pop off all the time, right? Give me the ball. It's all mine. Everybody move around me. You know what I'm saying? And then the epic downfall of basketball, dribble, shoot, right? That is the demise of basketball, right? That is the demise of organized basketball. Dribble, shoot on whoever's there, right? That's going to take our program down. That's going to take Minnesota kids down. That'll have us that'll have our funnel be smaller. That'll have our funnel be smaller of kids that we're sending off to the next level with that type of basketball. We need to change that straight up. Like I said, I'm a bold face. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bold face. I ain't a bold face lie, but I'm a bold face. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to speak to you directly, and I'm going to tell you that's bad basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody plays like that, I'm telling you, when it comes down to championship basketball, when it comes down to tournament time, when it comes down to the end of the year, you will lose if you play that style of basketball. Don't do it. I'm going to try to help you out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to listen to me, even though I know you will. You'll probably listen to me, won't tell people, but you know what I'm saying? So come on now. Let's get it, fellas. Let's get it. Let's change this. Minnesota has opportunity, right? So Julius Randle came into this thing trying to think that, okay, man, I got to do it the way that I've been doing it. And it took him, I think there was an interview that they had with him, was it like 2 weeks ago, where he specifically said that he started to realize that, you know, he doesn't have to be he doesn't have to be the one that carries the whole load on his shoulders, and you know, he doesn't have to be the man and trying to do everything. And you know, my whole point was when he got here, you didn't have to be. I knew that. I was trying to tell him that, but he thought he did, but he didn't realize he had the face of the NBA on his team, the future face of the NBA on his team. And once he started to realize that in that interview 2 weeks ago, was acknowledging the fact that he didn't need to do that. And I started noticing about a month ago that he was playing like that. Like he was like, okay, look, let me drop dimes, man, let me get a ball to this dude. And then when he need me, then I'm gonna come and do my motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is a better way for Randall to play with a guy like Ant. You have to let Ant, you have to go through Ant. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to let the other team know that Ant is the one that's going to dominate. But if you mess with my boy, I'm finna come up in here and I'm finna bang, 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 and then you can do your little dribble, dribble, dribble. I mean, because he still does the whole dribble, 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 dribble stuff, but it's less. You know what I'm saying? And it's not at horrible times in the game. There have been a couple of times, and even last night, there was a couple of times where he did it. You know what I'm saying? And you can see what happens. You can see what happens when they do that. When they dribble, 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 oh, turn on two people, throw up a shot, and then what is the first thing they do? Oh, ref, but ref. And it's funny because I had a conversation with refs, in particular high school refs, but still refs. They told me, they said, man, they ain't gonna call that. Like if a player, I mean, these aren't their words in particular, but this is how I took it. They're like, hey, if you're stupid enough to go up on three people, we're not gonna call that. If you're stupid enough to take a shot from behind the backboard, we're not gonna call that. You know, and I think a lot of times, you know, young kids don't understand that. And that's why they turn to the refs, be like, well, what? The refs is like, that was dumb. Like, why would I save you from just doing something? You know, why would I save you from making a bad decision? Like, that was a horrible decision. Hopefully now you know that's a bad decision, right? So Randall, I think, has learned that a lot of times it's a bad decision. Go with something else. Go through Ant. And then at the same time, what that's done is it's done the second thing that I've always said about the Timberwolves lately is that it gives Ant the opportunity to understand that he's the man, that he is the force, right? And from last year to this year, I think that was good. So I think strategically, the front office bringing Randall over, I think that's one of the things that actually did good, yielded good results, was bringing Julius Randle over so Anthony could see somebody else say, man, I'll take the motherfucking team all by myself. I'll do it. So he can say, so now Anthony can say, okay, whoa, no, I got to show Randall now. I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? Good. Show your teammate you the man, so that way when you go out there on the court, you can show the opponents that you the man, right? So that's one of the things that is done is put Ant's game on spotlight to the point where he says now, hey, you know what? When it comes down to it, I'm the man. I'm finna go get it. I need to get a bucket, right? Because I felt last year he folded a couple of times and he deferred. It was one time he deferred to Rudy Gobert in the post. He went around, dribble, a couple of threes, boom, and threw it down to Rudy Gobert in the post for a post move. Rudy Gobert don't got no dang post move, but he threw it up there to him. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, yeah. Um, so Ant's learning that, and I think having bringing Julius Randle over kind of forced him to learn that, which is a good thing. I think I love that. I love that about him now because now he's dominating. You know, you got to stop shooting as many threes, but when he's hitting them, he's hitting them. You can't complain about that. But sometimes as a player, you got to recognize, okay, my threes ain't hitting, so I got to figure something else out. So, and once he's still young. I mean, what, 25, 26, something like that. So he's still young. So he's still learning. And once he gets that, it's going to be dominating. You know what I'm saying? Front office, Minnesota Timberwolves front office, don't lose this guy. Please don't lose this guy. Then my supporting cast. My guys are the supporting cast. Last night, y'all was kind of like, absentee. You know what I'm saying? Absentee. Mike Conley, man. Come on, man. Like Mike Conley, I love your game, bro. You are a point guard, bro. You are a point guard, man. But sometimes, man, you like this too much, man. Like one day you'll have a great game, hit clutch shots, come through for us when we need, and the next game, the lid's on the basket, man. You can't get no shots, bro. But I love you. I love your game. You are a good point guard. You are a point guard, so you're a point guard. So you know what I'm saying. Keep doing what you're doing, man, and keep bringing that um, that wisdom and that veteran mindset to these young dudes, and I think they'll follow along just fine. McDaniels, man, your game is wild, bro. Like your hand, you long, you know what I'm saying? You tough. You can shoot a little bit too. You got to work on it. You know what I'm saying? You guys are young still, so but still, you're long. You play great defense. You play your role. You don't force stuff a lot. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, you do get cocky with it, but that's basketball. You're an NBA player. Shit, you're an NBA player. You're supposed to. Cockiness and arrogance is just what you got. You know what I'm saying? You can't get shake it off. You know what I'm saying? But I do like your game too. Um, Alexander Walker, so pretty much the same thing, man. Shannon, Alexander Walker, Shannon. It was a couple of guys. There's a couple of guys on that team that they're all long, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", and 6'5". You know what I mean? Like and can interchange with their skill set and on defense, guard multiple positions, and then they, you know what I'm saying, they can shoot. Up and down with the shooting though. We got to get that a little bit more consistent, but it is what it is. My boy DiVincenzo. I love me some DiVincenzo, boy. I officially love DiVincenzo with the game that I went to. The Detroit game that I went to, man. DiVincenzo out here, man. Hey, DiVincenzo. Look at his name. DiVincenzo, man. That's mafia related, dog. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to put your name out there. I ain't trying to uncover nobody. No undercover bosses, man. I'm not trying to do all that, right? But yeah, DiVincenzo, man, I love DiVincenzo, man. He a cool dude, man. I mess with him. I love it. Mess with his game. And he, you know what I'm saying, he breathes confidence, man. Like he breathes it, man. He ain't got no punk in him at all. I love his game. He can shoot. He defends. He's gritty. You know what I'm saying? He hard nosed. He'll defend a player from 94 feet, man. You know what I'm saying? So I love DiVincenzo. I wish New York would have kept him with his boys. I wish that Villanova squad being together would have happened. I think that would have been dope. I'm big on that. I'm big on keeping kids together. That's just me. I'm big on keeping kids together, keeping them on. I still cry about Oklahoma City and the way they got rid of Harden, Westbrook, and KD. I still think, you know what I'm saying, the three scoring champions. The three potential you got three potential scoring champions of the NBA on your team at one time, and you let them go. I think that was horrible. But the same thing with the Knicks. I think that letting DiVincenzo go for the Knicks was a bad move. I felt that having four Villanova players that won a college championship that played together for 4 years, having them on the same team in the pros would have been amazing. You had three of them on there, they were killing. You got three of them on there now, they're killing. If you would have had a fourth one, that would have been wild. You know what I'm saying? It would have just been wild watching them all run up and down the floor playing together. But their loss, our game. I'll take DiVincenzo. He's nutty, right? And I love a nutty player. It's a movie where they said you always you gotta have a wild, you know what I'm saying? Like they was talking about, yo, this one guy. He's like, yo, this one guy right here, he's just wild guy, you know what I'm saying? Like you always every crew gotta have that one wild guy, you know what I'm saying? DiVincenzo's that wild guy, right? I love DiVincenzo. Nas Reed, boy. Now this right here, this dude is the whole reason why I had the whole perception why I had about Julius Randle coming over, right? This is really the whole reason why. You know what I'm saying? No bullshit, no knock on Julius Randle, but this is the whole reason why. Nas Reed is the dude. Like that dude, his game. Like look at him. Look at his body set, his skill set, right? Like that's insane, bro. Like dude is 6'10", just skill set, can shoot, got a nice handle, great handle. He reminds me of one of my JV players for real though. And I felt that he could have moved into the starting lineup. You know what I'm saying? If Towns was going to be moved, I felt Nas could have moved into that starting spot, and then we basically wouldn't have lost anything. I think we would have had more grit. You know what I'm saying? Like what Randall brings to us too. But Nas knows how to play within the system a little bit more. He knows how to go to his clutch guy a little bit more. So that's one of the reasons why I felt Julius Randle being brought over was preempted too much. I think we could have nursed Nas into that starting lineup. And the reason why we could have nursed Nas into that starting lineup is because I like Garza. I do. I really like Garza. I know he's slow, but I just like his game. I mean, look at Jokic. I mean, Jokic ain't the fastest one to play in the league. I mean, he gets up and down. He does get up and down. I watch him. He does get up and down the floor pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I felt that Garza could have been like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just really smart. He doesn't do stupid stuff. He got a nice little, overhead. I mean, it's pretty much like Jokic a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a gritty dude, man, and he just goes out there. He's a role player that plays his role without complaints. And I still feel like he can get more time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they plan on doing with him, but I feel like Garza can get a little bit more time. Could have got a little bit more time. Right now, I don't think he can, Garza. Sorry, but I feel like he could have got a little bit more time. We could have nursed him into it. But it's yielding out pretty much equal to, I think we're less wins and losses. Our record is a little bit less than it was last year, but I think that we're still coming on strong at a good time. I think we can beat the Lakers in 6. I think we can beat the Lakers in 6. But, the trade happened. I just felt that it could have went a different way, but it did what it did. It's doing what it does. So we'll see how that handles out for the Minnesota Timberwolves after the next game. I felt last night's game was a little bit suspect because one of the things we pride ourselves on is defense. I felt that we could have played a little bit better defense, especially against LeBron. There's a couple of times where I saw Rudy Gobert on LeBron, and then somebody came over and screened or whatever, and they switched. I felt that Rudy Gobert could have stayed on LeBron. I feel like Rudy Gobert can guard LeBron, but LeBron a little bit better than he can guard some of the other guys for the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Especially Luka. Luka sees Doncic, or Luka sees Gobert, and he licks his chops. He's like, I'm about to get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he could guard LeBron a little bit better because LeBron doesn't have too many moves to, you know what I mean? Bron ain't finna Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? He ain't finna rock you back and forth. He ain't finna AI you. You know what I'm saying? He ain't finna Tim Hardaway cross you over and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna try to bully ball you mostly. You know what I'm saying? Get to the basket, and he may pull up. That's what you want to do, pull up. But our defense was the biggest culprit. It was times where we came back, we were down 17, we get down 11 or 9, and then we needed a stop, and we didn't get a stop. And not only did we not get a stop, they go on like a 5-7 point run. You can't win like that. You can't win exchanging baskets, and you can't win letting them go on runs, right? So once we tighten the defense up, I think that'll make a lot of difference. And then plus, we weren't really hitting all our shots, man. There was a lot of shots that we weren't getting, that we weren't hitting. I think they chased us off the line after setting a record of 3-pointers on them. They got smart. Coach got smart and said, let's chase these guys off the line and make them create something. And that's where it all changes, because now we have to figure out how to move the ball, drive and look to kick, or drive and dunk on a nigga head. So once we get that going, I think Minnesota will be doing great. I don't think we got any problems with anything to worry about. We 1-1 coming back to the crib. It's gonna be loud in Minnesota. I know it is. Y'all wild in that stadium, man. Y'all crazy in that stadium. I've been in that stadium, man. It's insane up in there. Shout out to Jade. So it's just one of those type of things where you go and handle business at their house. You get one of them, and then you get to come home. It's amazing. I think that's an amazing situation to be in, right? Right? I would think that. I would think that it's an amazing situation to be in. So, um, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Every time I burp, I say excuse me. Got to excuse me. It's inappropriate. But oh, and Dillingham. Dillingham, I think, you know what I'm saying, Dillingham needs to get more time playoff wise. I'm not sure if you're going to get it, Dillingham, but during the season, I felt like you could have got more playing time. So that way, when we got to the playoffs, they understood your value. I think just you gotta have loose cannons, man. You gotta have loose cannons. You gotta organize chaos. Um, I'm going to have an episode dedicated to organized chaos. Just to kind of explain how and what it is. It's a terminology that I use in coaching. I played with, so we'll break it down. I have another show directly focusing on organized chaos in basketball. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, thank you for coming out for today's show. It was one of the crossover shows that I got where I'm blending in just some everyday social media talk, inspirational words, and some basketball. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with talking about basketball, man. Basketball is life, man. Ball is life, man. Ball is life. When you understand that, you'll understand. I'm going to keep saying the things that I say. When you understand ball is life, I understand how people be like, oh, well, take out a basketball, whatever, bother Skippy. Why? Why take out a basketball? Do you know what basketball has brought to my family? Do you know what basketball has brought? And not only basketball, football. Like, you know what it's brought to the people that have been close to me? You know the opportunities in life that the people around me have had because of football and basketball? Don't tell me to take it outside of basketball. Basketball and football and sports in general are a vessel. They are a vessel to a better life. They are a vessel to a better life. So don't tell me not to talk without basketball. No. I'm not going to, because it breeds a better life. It is a vessel to get you to a better opportunity. It just is, man. I'm stating facts, man. And if anybody got a problem with what I'm saying, put a comment. Email me. Type a message. And what I do ask is, bring your facts. Bring your receipts. Personal opinion is great. I have conversations with personal opinions. I love having conversations with personal opinions. Like I said, people need to go back to school 5 years, every 5 years, and learn how to do English. I love talking. I'll talk all day long. You know what I'm saying? I'll speak all day long. But don't get mad when I hit you up with something, right? Because most of the stuff that I'm going to hit you with is facts. Most of the stuff people hit me with, opinions. Personal, hurtful opinions. I'm going to hit you with facts. You know what I'm saying? And don't nobody ever come back with facts when I hit them with the facts. Boy, them receipts, boy. I got receipts, boy. I love receipts. Cat Williams, thank you. Thank you for making receipts famous. You know what I'm saying? Now we can, you know what I'm saying, all do what we got to do. Be the better people that we could be in this world. You know what I'm saying? Remember, ladies, Minnesota men, if you get you one, man. Lock us down, man. We nice, bro. We nice, bro. I done seen the world, bro. I done seen the world, ladies. I done seen the world. Like, you can listen to me if you want to. I done seen the world, man. Like, Minnesota got some good dudes. Yeah, there's some shady dudes out here, and there's some fake ass niggas out here. Believe me, I know. I've known a couple of fake ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, but that's what they are. You know what I'm saying? So they in there, but that's everywhere, right? As far as like the men that I've come across, men that I know, good guys, man, good guys. So if you find one, get you one and lock them down. You know what I'm saying? You'll thank me later. Timberwolves. You did what you did, baby. You did what you did. You made a statement, boy. You made a statement. You got one of them at their crib. You got a statement, bro. That means we can beat you anywhere. Playoff basketball and beat you on your home court. You just told them we can beat you anywhere. So now let's go out there and beat them, right? Timberwolves, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's my home, man. I love Timberwolves, man. I love Minnesota teams, except Michigan State. That's my team. Anyways, thank you for coming out. I'm going to have another live that I'm going to do later tonight. I'll do another one later tonight. And I'll post up something about that a little bit later. But yeah, we'll do another live tonight. I got a little link dog, my son tonight till about 9. So after that, probably go about 10. And just get on, speak with you for about an hour. Yeah, I like this, man. This medium is nice, man. This is nice, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get out here, man. We're gonna try to grow this. So put some clips up of this. And like I said, man, comment, man. Send me something, talk to me, whatever. Suggestions or whatever. I don't care. Whatever it is, man. Say something to me. Interact with me. Holla at me. It's your boy. You know what I'm saying? One love, man. Peace to the guys.